Doing what I feel with no regrets. Constantly forgiving, but I'm never gonna forget. Always keeping my composure, I won't let them see me sweat. The only thing that really matters is the power and respect in this world. I won't make the same mistakes from all the lessons I learned. Ain't no coping, no emotions for them bridges I burned. Must have been forced in my...
The what? Plosives. Oh, that's what those are called?
Plosives.
I definitely did not know there was a technical term for that.
I learned something new.
You know, you learn something new every day.
Plosives?
Plosive.
They're not explosive. They're just.
Yeah. Plosives. I like that.
I feel
New
it.
word
But
of the day.
shit, what episode we on? It's 11?
I don't even know.
I've
This
done
is
lost
supposed
track.
to be like 14.
As I always say, nigga, that's the perfect segue. Straight up. So, I mean, today we gonna hold ourselves accountable first and foremost. I know we've been having like a lot of things going on. We had like what, a 3-week break? It wasn't really a 3-week break for us.
Yeah, I was like, one of the we ain't had no breaks.
But y'all
had a break from us.
Y'all had a break from us. We wasn't getting no content out there. First of all, we want to apologize for that more than anything.
First of all, hello, how y'all doing? What's up? Welcome to the Mac 5 podcast again.
We got a new host today.
You gonna take my job, nigga?
Nah, I was just saying we ain't even say what's up. We just went straight to the shit. So it's like,
Nah, Drew, sit your ass down, bro. Go ahead, Jordan.
actually, no, we gotta prepare for next week anyway. Don't we? What's up?
Go ahead. Fuck it. Go ahead.
Fuck it, yeah, we are here. We back live with the Mac 5. I'm taking Drew's slogan. You already know what it is. What's up, everybody? This is JB, you know what I'm saying? Big bro, Mr. Vino.
Oh, I see you.
What's cracking everybody?
That means he gets better with time, and he doesn't age. So
And
that was not.
And I'm
accurate.
technically, and I'm the oldest, so and I look the youngest. That actually, I'm Vino. What's up, everybody?
Hey, that's a good nickname.
What's up? I'm Vino. How y'all doing?
I like that.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
That's kind of lit. Hey, but anyways, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with the bros. I'm gonna let the bros introduce themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Remember Kobe went by Vino
He
back in
did.
the day,
He did.
right before he tore his
That's a
Achilles.
fact.
Y'all know how I'm coming, man. This is Lance, aka Six Man, you know what I'm saying? The chosen one, aka Comeback Kid, all that, you know what I'm saying?
No one.
I was gonna say I need to hear a new
We
one.
got a new one.
Yeah, Lance been feeling himself this weekend too. So
Straight
just,
we gonna
up,
clap, we
boy.
gonna keep it.
just beware. He got his hair cut. I don't know.
All right. Shit, this is Drew, aka Pass This is Draw, aka Dr. E-Dub. I'm taking your shit this week. Yeah. What else am I? Shit, aka the host. That's all I got. What you got, Austin? Young
True.
AJ. What
That's
up?
it. Young AJ. That's what it is. That's what it always has been. And
It's
that's
a
what
Cuban
it's,
link.
that's what it's always gonna be. You said what? We're gonna have to get into them stories. Y'all know what, Young AJ. I retired Young AJ right before I got married.
I'm feeling this spot,
I
man.
know perfect time. I feel like I'm too late. Oh, you gonna keep that
I'm
spot?
feeling this spot.
That's a good. That's
As the host was saying, that is a perfect segue.
segue.
So the actual host, I'm leaving off my duties now. As we give it back to the regular host.
All right, I'll take it back over. So, you know, as you can see, it's only 4 of us this episode.
Mac
Our
Foe
brother Lake,
podcast.
He's not in the building. He
Nah, we don't fuck with that nigga no more.
I ain't putting me out like that.
Hey, double homicide.
Double
Nah, that's my boy.
But yeah, he doing his thing this weekend. He's out of town. So, you know, when we get back to this next week, he'll be back. He will not be in his usual seat because it's not his seat anymore.
This is my shit. This is my shit, nigga.
Yeah, so I started off, you know, we want to hold ourselves accountable. We want to present ourselves, you know, professionally. Although, you know, we chilling with the bros, we lay it back. We changed the setup. We're a little more comfortable. And one of the episodes that we recorded that we couldn't, you know, put out was because Lake got a little too comfortable.
I ain't know we going that deep, but we here now.
That nigga knocked out the podcast.
In the middle of the podcast.
Hey man, look, niggas be tired, bro.
Niggas don't be that.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro,
you
not
ain't have to
that
fall
tired.
asleep on the podcast. It is what it is, hey man.
Sleep.
Y'all ain't gonna never see it.
Yeah, y'all not gonna see that, man, because we're not gonna present ourselves in that matter. We figured we'd rather take the L and just not put it out.
I'm not gonna. That's not the only reason why we didn't put it out too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had some issues on my part too.
He muted my mic,
the
ladies
sound.
and gentlemen.
I haven't been on my job with the engineering, so
At all.
it's not just on Lake. It was on me.
Yeah, if y'all listen to the last episode of the Mac 5 podcast, and if it was a little hard to hear what I was saying,
I apologize.
The crazy thing about that episode that we did drop, that was the episode we were supposed to like keep in the can. Like, we're trying to like be consistent and put out content every week. And one method we came about to do that is to record multiple episodes in a day. That way, obviously it's 5 of us here, things happen. So if something were to come up, we would have an episode to put out in case, we ran into some technical issues with the sound or people were out of town, so on and so forth. We didn't account for nobody falling asleep though. But, but for any issues we had, and it just so happened we had to put that shit out, like basically to cover our asses ASAP.
And that was on me. I had to, I had some things going on, so I couldn't make it last week. So we had to put out the episode in the can. Like no, we said we holding ourselves accountable. So like I said, if it's somebody's fault, like I said, the last week episode, the reason why that particular episode will drop was because I couldn't be here.
Yeah,
That's just what it is.
Shame. Sick of y'all.
That's what we doing.
we gonna get it to you?
It's Austin's turn to hold himself accountable. Go ahead.
I did that. Oh, I did. Honestly, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
Hey, look, man.
We went to Florida. What was this? 3 weekends ago? 4 weekends ago. We were supposed to record. I didn't find out to the day before I was supposed to go. It's still a little sensitive right now, so we'll talk about it on another podcast. But that's gonna be a story for when we talk about like struggles and triumphs in marriage. That's definitely gonna be the #1 story.
Say less. All right, so we'll put that in. We'll put that in the can.
We're gonna put that one in the can.
We're gonna hold you accountable for that one.
That's that's not the last you're gonna hear about it though. I promise.
But nah, so this episode we're gonna hold ourselves accountable, and it's basically gonna be like we having a meeting to get our shit right. Yeah. So that going forward, y'all know what to expect of us with this podcast, because we want to reach the heights that we want to reach. We gotta hold ourselves accountable and present ourselves in a way that's professional, and just where we're all on the same page, or we do what we got to do to get on the same page to give the audience the quality product that they deserve.
And the thing I think is beautiful about that is like if you look at any other podcast or any other group of individuals doing this, they would normally try to iron those details out behind the scenes, which is nothing wrong with that. But the way we're doing it or chose to have done it is let's include y'all who were actually taking the time to watch us, listen to us, comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be, talk to your friends about it. If y'all taking the time out to talk about us, to watch us, we should feel like we need to take the time out for y'all as well. So instead of just doing it behind the scenes, we're going to include y'all in the process.
I mean, we said it from day one. From the first podcast.
Flaws and all.
Y'all growing with us. So.
Straight up. And I think this is actually the perfect episode to, bring this about, being that, one of us is missing. We had an episode, like we said, it was one weekend where Austin had to go out of town, and it's just like, boom, all right, not recording this week. Had an episode where Jordan was going through his thing, boom, damn, no episode. So it got to a point where it's like, all right, we need to come up with some, guidelines of like how we gonna do this if one of us is missing. Obviously, plan A is to have episodes in the can. That way, if one of us missing, we could drop. But worst come that, I think the priority should be us delivering on what we're gonna promise now, which is content every week.
Facts.
And if it happens, something comes up where one of us is missing and we don't have an episode in the can, boom.
Whoever's available.
You got 4 of us.
The Mac4 podcast.
There's always gonna be somebody available. There's a lot of us.
Straight up.
Yeah, we deep, so
Drew gonna be on the next episode by himself.
I'm just gonna be looking like Will Smith was looking last episode that road. That's gonna be
I am legend, this motherfucker.
No, I don't think, me personally, just being candid, I don't think if it's 2 of us missing, we just gonna have to hope that we got something in the can.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so that's where we at with it. I mean, what's y'all thoughts on like some of the struggles and the obstacles we've faced? Just starting the podcast, growing throughout the process, and just like some of the learning curve that we had to adjust to since we got started.
I'll start first. For me, one of the biggest challenges is distance. So for those of most of y'all probably don't know. So for the most part, all of my brothers, they live within 10, 15 minutes of each other. So it ain't nothing for them to link up. I live an hour away. So for me to, for us, let me say not me, for us to set up times for us to actually get together, link up, and actually, use our time constructively is probably the biggest challenge we got. Especially for me, because it's like, I'm already driving an hour, amidst, whatever else I got going on during the day to get here. For us to, get together, record, and then, we got to go through, setup and testing of certain things, and, the families around. So, of course, we have our families to tend to. So, it's always something, but the biggest thing for me just boils down to time. You know what I'm saying? Just the time itself. And I can get it further deeper, but I feel like, as we continue the conversation, we'll, unravel those also, so I'm not gonna give it all right now. But just time, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I said distance last time. Let me rephrase that. Time. You know what I'm saying? Me living an hour away, having to get here, and then just the time it takes for us to set up, get everything together, you know what I'm saying? What we gonna be indulging in, before we get to the podcast, the time it takes for us to, get warmed up before we get ready to do it. Like, all that plays a factor into our entire day, which, of course, y'all don't see because all y'all see is the recording.
The result.
So, but, there's so much that goes into the before and the after that we all got to take into account. So that's really, to me, I would say is if it's not the biggest challenge, it's definitely top 2.
I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that we even having this conversation, to be honest with you, because I think we all agreed from the jump that we was going to have this mentality that we was going to get it out the mud. And there, like Jordan said, there's not a lot of people who have these conversations like out in public to talk about the struggles of putting something out there. But
we've never done before.
We've never done before, exactly. But we all have stuff like in our personal lives where we might be like hella excited about when we first start out, but then as time goes on,
it becomes a chore.
Yeah, it becomes a chore. The level of commitment changes. I would say that's the biggest challenge for me personally. And if you know me, then you know this.
Facts.
Because I have a short. I've learned how to stick with things longer now. But when you got 5 different people doing the same thing, it becomes even harder for everybody to be on the same frequency when it comes to output and excitement and all that other stuff. And honestly, it's probably healthy to not expect everybody to be on that at 100% of the time. But for me, I think that's the biggest challenge. I think not just now, but it's going to be the biggest challenge we face, even when we have 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, because we all have our own stuff going on, and this is a side project for all of us. I mean, first and foremost, we have jobs. Hey, I was waiting. I was like, whoa,
coming a little hot. I forgot what I was going to say. I really forgot what I was going to say.
You're going to say what Austin is saying.
Oh, what Austin is really saying is he ain't really fucking with the podcast right now.
No, honestly, I really do. I enjoy this, man. I look forward to Sundays to getting up with y'all. I mean, I look forward to being around family in general.
They don't know when we record this.
Oh, well, now they know. We record on Sundays most times. I enjoy being around y'all. Honestly, man, this is really some of the only time that I have to really sit down and have real conversations with adults, because I don't really see the homies like that, and it's just me and Fantasia and the kids. So I look forward to this. The podcast, I look forward to it too. I'm excited about the grind. I know it's going to take some time. Man, even the lows, even Lance's recording mess ups, or me being out of town, the lake, sleep. I enjoy all of it, man. It's part of the journey. I'm looking forward to, laughing about this episode in a year.
Right. Well, I already talked about my struggle pretty much, the audio. I got to get the audio right. So that's always been, like, from the first episode, like, I've always, like, struggled with the audio, trying to make sure it's right. But it's not just me struggling. I got to put more effort into it, too. And I think that goes for all of us, too, and, whatever aspect, however y'all see it. But we got to put more effort into it. We talking about accountability. We all got to put more effort into the podcast, whether that be creating more content just for, like, social media, not just sitting in a room talking. Of course, that's what people tune in for, but just having more engaging content and just putting in that effort. If we all put in more effort with this podcast, I mean, shoot, we know where we could go with it.
We need to put in as much effort into the podcast as Drew puts into his fits, bro. Like Drew said, no, I'm dead, man.
No, but Austin has a point. And, Austin, what's your business? With your business, me and my music or whatever it is I'm doing, Jordan, your business, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody got their own things that they're doing. If we put that same effort into this podcast, man, we're going to skyrocket.
All about the small details, bro. Like, even down to this episode, we dim the lights, You know what I'm saying? Covered these lights up, put some blue joint on the floor, like
Austin and Lance too.
change the whole ambiance of it. But if we just like, we've been talking about that for like a long time.
Yeah.
But then it took like, all right, man, we've been bullshitting. Like, let me get on my job.
We definitely been bullshitting.
It'll take that sometimes. But yeah, that's
No, that's real. I mean, I guess for me, I wouldn't say it's a challenge. Because I mean, I enjoy like doing this. Like I said from the jump, first episode, like I'm happy to be doing this with y'all. Like I really am. And like I said, I think we can take this as far as we want. Some of this I'm gonna be piggybacking off of what Austin said. I think I might have been talking about this before Austin got here with y'all. How we kind of like whenever you start something new, it's kind of like a honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Of like when you first start, it's like, oh, this is excitement of you doing something that could potentially be great, and so on and so forth. And then like you never really know like how much work you need to put into something until you're actually doing the work.
Facts.
And I mean, me personally, I've been put like, it wasn't like we had a conversation like who's gonna be the host, who wanna do the host, and they nominated me, so I was kind of put in like a leadership role to be able to, okay, what were you doing here? What we doing here? When we meeting up, I've been kind of like taking charge of like just making sure that we're doing what we need to do for the podcast, and like not to try to shit on nobody. At a point it gets exhausting because I mean, like we just said, we have families that we have to tend to. We have time that we need to spend with them. Have my own full-time job that I'm working, other ambitions that I'm pursuing. So it just gets a little tiring when you can kind of like feel like what you were saying as far as, damn, we're not just starting this no more. The effort is kind of waning a little bit, and it's like it's frustrating. Like when you like, okay, boom, let's do this. Where the posts at? When we getting these posts up? When we doing this, that, and the third?
It drew be honest.
And I know that's one of my biggest challenges because I don't really be fucking with social media like that no more.
Right.
Like IG, I was never big on. Twitter, I used to be, and then I've kind of waned off a little bit because niggas just don't be saying shit no more, and I just don't I don't feel the need to put my energy into something that that's just not me.
I think that's cool though. Like I think one thing we all have to do a better job of is exploiting each other's individual talents for the betterment of the podcast. Like you may not be. I honestly I have zero expectations of you with social media. And it's not a bad thing. It just makes sense. Like, you wasn't on social media before.
I guess like part of like the things that the hurdles that I've tried to overcome and be frustrated with is because I don't be on that shit like that either. But like I've been purposely like, all right, I got to come up with this. I got to come up with that. And the process of it is fun. It's just at a certain point it does get exhausting.
For sure.
And then it's like, I mean, I'm not sure if y'all even paid attention to the
analytics.
Past couple of weeks. I ain't looked at none of that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Not in the past few weeks. If you look at the page, like our content has like dwindled, and I think part of that is because me personally, it's like, man, I need a break. I can't keep coming.
I mean,
up
to
with
be fair, you were holding a full-time job. Yeah. You just celebrated your daughter's first birthday, which was a lot. You've been helping Shannon do her content for Black Friday Marketplace. You got, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a lot going on. So it's not just on you. I think what it boils down to is, unfortunately, I don't even think we're extremely excited about the product that we're producing. You know what I'm saying? Because if we was excited about it and proud of it, we would share it.
I don't necessarily agree with that though, because I do be excited about it, but it's I don't know. Like,
let me actually speak for myself.
Here's how I'm gonna put it. I thought about it a couple minutes ago, and honestly, I'm gonna attribute what you said to our family dynamic. So for those of y'all that don't know us, which a lot of y'all don't, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about 1, 2, 3, 4, and our brother Lake. None of us plan shit.
Yeah,
we don't plan. We're not a plan, and that goes back to just how we're raised as families. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up where our dad, hey, get dressed. We about to go somewhere. Be ready in an hour. Okay, where we going? Don't worry about it. Just be ready in an hour. We out the door. Oh, okay. So we ready to go. Like we have been groomed to where we can be ready to move at a moment's notice. We're ready to go. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, yeah, we may have plans, but if something is to happen, we know how to maneuver and alter our plans so that we can do what needs to be done in that moment.
And that's why when we try to have FaceTime calls, everybody be like, I'm ready whenever. And then when the time starts,
okay, well, whenever is about to be this time, like, oh, we got this to do, we got that to do, we got this to do. It's like, okay, so whenever really wasn't true. But at the same time, when we say whenever, it's just, hey, look, what time can we all, like, somehow be available and we'll work around it. And that's how we all are. Like, we work around shit and we try to make shit happen when really we need to get to a point where it's like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. Let's be concrete in it. Let's stick to this and let's not fall victim to, I guess, how we were raised or what we're naturally used to. Because clearly what we're naturally used to ain't always going to work.
shots fired.
So it's like we got to, you know what I'm saying, be able to accept our own criticism and accept our own flaws in what we, you know, and who we are and what we know to progress with what we're doing. So I think that's a part of it, and why you would say, like, okay, we're not interested. I don't think we're uninterested.
Not
It's
at
just
all.
we don't put focus into, okay, let's make time to do this like we do with our job or like we do with our family, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
takes
you know what I'm saying?
it takes a high level of intentionality to be successful at anything. And we just, like you said, we weren't bred to like be proactively intentional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We're all like we're a body of water. We can fit in any jar. We can move through any and everything. It's just a matter of, okay, what obstacles are there? I promise you, we'll get around it. We'll get over it.
Yep.
It is what it is. But sometimes, especially with the podcast and just us starting out, it isn't always good to be water. Sometimes we may need to be rock solid in this. Like, let's be steadfast in what we're doing and make sure we stick to what we're said we're gonna do. So
that's why
it can be.
Hey, hold on. That was a bar, Jordan. All that shit you just said.
Water and rock.
Yeah, that was.
I think we all recognize that though, and that's why we chose Drew to be the
Drew-
point. Because Drew is more solid.
Drew
than
is
all
that
of us.
rock solid person out of all
Mine
of
is.
us.
Oh dang! I was gonna bring up the time from what grade were you in when you did that? On the lost episode, because that wasn't solid of you at all.
We said we never talking about that again. That's over with. That's on the last episode. That's over with.
I am not bringing that up. Oh boy, I gave y'all the chance to drop that shit. Y'all didn't want to drop it?
That shit over with.
I ain't hear that.
I'm about to bring that up.
That shit over with.
But no, Drew, you're right. I think Drew, we chose, at least me personally, when I said, man, Drew is, because, man, Drew is the most consistent and reliable person out of all of us.
Facts.
And ain't
But
no
I think
cap.
at the same time, some of us, like, we need to have some of those characteristics too. Because
Facts.
like Drew said, he said, you know, he needed to take a break. So when Drew feels that way, I mean,
Somebody
one of
pick
us
up the
has to
slack.
pick up the slack.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
mean, there
saying?
should be no slack to pick up. We should all be on the gas.
Facts.
I mean, yeah, but I
Facts.
mean, you know, life happens. You know, sometimes shoot, you just don't feel like doing shit, and that's just real. And you know, Drew's normal. Drew's a normal person too.
Yeah.
So if Drew feels like he's not in a groove, then somebody got to pick up that slack, whether it's me or Lake or you know either one of us. You know,
And I
just
think-
always keep it moving.
You know, as you know, someone who's in the leadership role of the podcast. I mean, I don't think that's a good enough excuse. Like, that don't, just because I needed to take a break, that don't make it all right. Like, that's still something I would need to like overcome and things like that, just to, you know, make sure I stay on top of y'all. One thing I can say is, like, I'm not trying to like it gets frustrating to me to a point where I'm like, okay, why are we not doing this? Like, I'm not trying to, like, y'all grown men at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to be overbearing on none of y'all. Like, what I'm trying to do is like get us all like up on that same level of excitement about what we can do with the podcast.
Yeah.
And I guess I got to a certain point when I did was like, you know what, let me just fall back some. Was just off the fact that that's probably the most exhausting part out of all of it, for real. Because that's not something I want to be. That's not something I want to do. Like, I'm not trying to like it was a point in time where I'm in the chat like, okay, when's the post coming up? Oh, I'm gonna put the post up later today. And then 2 days go by and the post is not up. It's like, yo, that's frustrating. It's like, God damn.
We would be having a conversation about something completely random, and Drew would be like, "Hey, but what?
Hey,
about
but about that post though.
Right.
Like, all this cool and all, but hey, you hitting send or no?
Nah, he was more sly than that. Lance would say something like, dang, did you see Andre Davis in the post? And Drew be like, speaking of post.
I'd be like, God damn.
That's exactly how Drew would do it though. He'll take one little word. Hey, in Drew's words, that's the perfect segue.
Drew be waiting, boy.
You'll be waiting for the moments, bro.
Sometimes I'll type something and be like, hold up, did I post something today? Let me erase this shit out.
But I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm not trying to be like the person y'all look at as like, oh, I'm trying to avoid this nigga. I'm not trying to be that person. I want us all to like you said, like be on that same wave of energy where if something happens to one of us, the other one's gonna just automatically pick up the slack, regardless. And I don't mind taking on, the extra roles as far as like, if we need to get a new camera to get the shit right, like boom, I'll go do that. We need to edit, boom, let me get the laptop so I can go ahead and get this shit cracking because we got something dope. And if ain't nobody else gonna realize it or put forth the effort, not saying y'all not, but like I'm gonna do it
for sure
because we gon' I'm not gonna we gotta get where we gotta go at the end of the day.
We gotta get where we gotta go.
We gotta get where we gotta go, and I'm not gonna let anybody else, if I can help it, be the reason that we don't.
For sure.
And I think, and now that you say that, and this is just like mind shifting things that I'm like coming to terms with, I guess, in the midst of the conversation. Because like I know for me, especially when like my biggest thing for me is social media posting. Like if there's anything I know I can do for a fact, it's the social media. Like any of us can do social media posting, and me, I'm not gonna say I don't care because it's not that, but it's like.
I think, man, even as someone who posts, I used to relatively. I'm gonna get back to it. Relatively consistently. Sometimes I'll be like, man, I just don't feel like showing up. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like being present on social media.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is for me. It's like I'm good. Like as far as like my social media presence now. Like it's very scarce, and I'm perfectly fine with that personally. But at the same time, that's not what we're trying to do, as a group.
Right.
So it's like trying to get out of that mindset itself, where it's like, okay, let me get away from my own personal whatever dealings I have with people, social media, and all that, and redirect that into what I'm trying to do for the podcast. But then also on top of that, in regards to the podcast itself. Like, you have where it's like, okay, I want to, us to get to where we need to go. So I'm going to take on these roles, woo. And I can meet you there. But what I kind of do is like, okay, I'm going to kind of meet at the median. Where is everybody else at? So like, while you're here, some of us are like, okay, I might post, I might, whatever. Or I'm going to, what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, if everybody's not going to put in equal effort, I'm not going to put in extra effort. When everybody's not, and that's why you feel like, okay, maybe I got to take a step back. By the way, I'm finna pour up, you guys. Shout out Snoop Dogg. What I'm saying? We shout out our hometown legends. We from Long Beach. He from LBC. So, shout out Snoop. Snoop, if you ever see this, just let we drinking your wine and shit. What I'm saying? Hey, you should definitely, we'll probably tag you. You should repost this. And whatnot, tell
do
your
that
people
big
so
Snoop.
what I'm saying? Hey, do it for Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? We doing this for Long Beach, bro. You know what I'm saying? We pouring it for Long Beach, man. So shout out Long Beach, shout out Snoop, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my vino today. But yeah.
I might have to try that again because I ain't like it the first time. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my
I had some of that last night.
See, man. This is the exact bullshit we be talking about, bro.
It's always something, bro.
Man, I swear before we started recording this podcast, I cleared the memory card so we wouldn't have no issues. What do we run into 30 minutes in, 28 or some minutes in?
Issues.
Matter of fact, they happened before this, and I got up and turned it back on. We gonna edit that part out. Y'all not gonna see it because it's gonna be zoomed in on somebody while we fixing that.
The lost files.
But, nah, we just gonna come clean, man. The camera cut out again. It's frustrating, but it's part of greatness. It's part of the learning curve. It's part of being successful. It's the struggles, the failures, all that. I mean, I wouldn't call this an absolute failure. It actually kind of plays well into what we're talking about.
Exactly.
That's why you're gonna see this part.
It worked out today. You know what I'm saying? But it works out to the point where it's like like I said, they can see all of it.
Right.
They can see everything. Like yo, this is like if y'all looked at any of the past episodes. And like I don't know if y'all wanted this out there, but if y'all look at the past episodes and y'all see like, okay, we got like, the Mac 5 picture up, and there's no, you hear us talking, but you don't see us talking, or whatever the case may be. This is the shit we've been going through.
It's sometimes I finesse that shit real nice where y'all wouldn't even know that we was going through it. But for the purposes of what we talking about in this episode, it just happened again. And we doing everything ourselves. We got the camera equipment set up. We do the editing. We do the audio. The content that we put on social media, we're doing this all ourselves, and we're novices in a way when it comes to this whole process. So, like we said, from episode
sliders
1 through
down.
Now, You know, we got some flaws that we gonna go through.
Man, people like to see the flaws, man.
The glow up, man.
People like we talk about Nipsey all the time on here, man. You hear
Y'all coming up with us, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
You good, bro? I was talking.
Hey, hold up. Hey, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. So, question.
Some good segues to
Hold up, question. So, just real quick. So, what did Austin, Drew, what did y'all say I should do more of moving forward?
Hey, we said Jordan should interrupt us more because
wait, nah, we gotta go. We gotta do this.
Let's build it up. All right, so Jordan, what Jordan has done is in previous episodes of this podcast.
Episode 1.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's jump. We told Jordan, all right, we're gonna be respectful of each other's time. We're gonna not interrupt people. So Jordan took that personally, and he did not interrupt people. But what that turned into was Jordan holding all his thoughts at
Until
once.
it was time for me to talk.
He was hibernating his talking points, and then when it was time to wake up, boom, an hour straight monologue.
You get extra right now, though, dog. Come on, man. I was trying to do respectful of niggas' time.
So we all decided
But
that.
the thing was, episode 1, if y'all go back and listen, that nigga Jordan was interrupting every single point that everybody made. So like we was like, yo, Jordan, bro, like just chill out. And he took that and like just ran with it. He chilled all the way out, like way too much. So it's like, man, find that balance, find that time, you know, to butt in. Like right now, with Lester speaking wasn't the time.
Well, the thing was, is like I haven't interrupted anybody yet until just now. The nigga was like, the first time I do it, hey, bro, you interrupted me. It's like, well, shit.
No, honestly, I like that, man. I like that. Because, like,
I do too.
When you wait, like I like that too. Like when you wait and like to say what you have to say, it's like the moment has passed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sometimes it do, yeah.
Sometimes, like get it off your chest.
Nah,
I'm with that 100%.
But what were you gonna say, man?
Man, I don't know. Oh, I do remember what I was gonna say. I was saying, you know, people love to see the flaws, and we talk about Nipsey on the show a lot. You know, you listen to his music, his mixing and mastering wasn't, you know, on point when he first started. So if you listen to his first project all the way up to Victory Lap, you could like hear the difference. And I think it's cool that people are going to see the flaws, see the problems that we got, and then, you know, later on down the road when everything is just flawless. Yeah, you know, people could look back and be like, "Man, I was there for the whole journey."
Don't lie. When we have all the camera angles and everything is legit 8K video, but they go back to that first one around the pool table, that's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, they real."
But I guess where I come in at is like, all right, so when we gonna start eliminating all these motherfucking flaws?
I mean, we've been doing it. We've been doing it over time. It's just that more keep happening.
Like, yeah,
we're eliminating flaws.
But yeah, so like obviously, you know, we want y'all to see the growth, and I think we have grown a lot from the first episode to now. What I don't want us to do is like, you know, regress it in any way. We want to continue our upward trajectory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, this has been quite the learning experience, to say the least.
Yeah.
All of it is enjoyable. Sometimes, you know, we all can get frustrated. I think I forgot. I know some points that I wanted to make, but in the spirit of, you know, happy or I guess what we was talking about, how Jordan just be like interrupting niggas, like, like, oh, y'all interrupted my shit. I was trying to say. I don't even know. Like, I guess I was saying some good shit because everybody wanted to get that shit off. It's like, God damn. But nah, like, you know, we went through our learning curves. I expressed kind of some of the things that I wanted to see us grow in. We obviously talked about it privately in conversations, whether we have our FaceTime meetings or, you know, just through text. But I think one of the biggest challenges that we do have is just the fact that there's so many of us doing a podcast. Like, you don't, how many podcasts do y'all like see or think of like where it's like 5 people like on a regular basis?
A few, if
not
that.
many, but so like
if that.
You taking, you know, 5 opinions, 5 different ways to go about things. And the hardest part, which Jordan mentioned, is you working around 5 different schedules for everybody to try to link. And then another thing is the way we do things is, you know, we're a family. So naturally as a family, we're going to spend some time bonding and talking about, you know, just whatever, catching up. That's not always going to be on camera. And pretty much every episode that leads to a delay in when we actually gonna record.
Yeah, because all our like you see, y'all see us.
Right.
Our families are right there. Like all our families are right here. So it's like, we get here, hey, what's up, family? All of Austin's kids. Austin got 4 kids.
Hella kids.
So, that's a lot in itself, you know what I'm saying? I got a kid, you know what I'm saying? Drew got a kid, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got kids that come over and spend time and want to talk to us and all of that. So it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes on in between us coming down here and providing content, you know what I'm saying, to, for the masses and all of that. So it's like,
but it's time
having to balance it is really what the key is.
Jordan, like he mentioned, he has an hour to go, so to get back to where he lived,
and then an hour back.
So just like the scheduling conflicts, Lake has a busy work schedule.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our scheduling pretty much revolves around them two right there.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Jordan and Lake.
That's a fact.
Just because I have a level of flexibility just because of the fact that I work from home now. So obviously I do my thing there, but boom, if I need to I could do this thing on the lunch break. It's nothing.
You're a few minutes away.
Right. So a lot of our schedule revolves around them, and it's tough to get together. And that's why you see us recording now with just 4 of us, because it's like, all right, at a certain point, we're going to have
some gonna have to give, man.
Some going to have to give. We either just going to stop giving out content on a regular basis, or we just going to have to get it in while we missing. We even had a conversation privately about, we eventually want to have guests on here. I'm not going to dive deep into everything we talked about, but we thought about having a guest today to put in Lake's place, but we was just like, nah, let's just, iron out how we want to handle the guest situation. Handle it with just the 4 of us. I think we're doing a pretty good job today, I must say myself. But yeah, man, what's some other things? I think one thing, me personally, Austin, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, was we have a lot of great ideas that we don't be executing on, bro.
Nope.
Like, what we doing? Like, why?
What's up with y'all, man?
We bullshitting.
Why y'all doing that?
We bullshitting. We talk about this. All right, so y'all don't know.
We're not even going to give y'all all the gems.
We're not going to give them all the gems, but we talk about so many things that we just have not put to action yet.
A lot of it has to do with timing, though. A lot of it has to do with, like me and Lake's schedules, first and foremost, honestly.
I think it has more to do with it.
We get together and we record. We're here. So while we're here, let's put out that content. I'm not gonna act like it's not my fault sometimes. Like, I'll record and then do whatever it is that I do.
That's part of it too.
You about to do that today, ain't you?
Yep.
Nah, we just talked about this. Nah, fuck. I got my camera right here, catching another angle. You see us? I said we growing, right? So we catch another angle right here. But as soon as I take my phone off airplane mode, I'm screenshotting the clip where you said you was not going nowhere. That shit in the episode.
Hey, I'm putting the Mac 5 first today. I'll stay.
All right, nigga.
You know what I think? I mean, obviously, we spoke about a lot of the challenges. I think that what would help a lot of us out is setting, like, goals, micro goals. You know what I'm saying? So that we all know what we're working towards, whether it's subscribers or a certain amount of episodes by a certain time or certain improvements in the quality of the set or microphones, whatever the case is. If we set goals, then it won't be like we're kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I feel like we have set goals, but what I will say is with those goals, we haven't treated those goals as important as the other things that we have going on in our lives.
That's one thing. And another, go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. You good.
I would say another thing is we set goals, but we don't set dates with those goals. So
that's another.
If we just have goals and we don't set dates with them, it's like, oh, okay, we not really like pressured to go after this goal by a certain period of time. I set a goal personally to have at least 200 followers on Instagram by March 1st. It's April.
We ain't get there.
Nigga, you ain't never told me that.
I put it on the more personally because I was doing the social media by myself, nigga. So I was like, let me.
I don't be on IG, so I ain't.
But that goes to what y'all was just talking about before we recorded. Like, we be putting shit up on the board, and that shit don't be happening, bro.
Yeah. Hey, what didn't a certain quote come to mind, Lance? I know it did. Personal development guy, when Drew said we have goals, but we don't put dates on them.
a quote did not come to my head. You're gonna have to enlighten me because I don't know what you're talking
Dang. Lance be watching. We'll like share books or listen to personal motivation stuff. Really used to. What did you say? A goal without a deadline is a dream. Something like that. You never heard that, Lance?
You're talking about Les Brown, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're on the same page right now, but I get what you're saying. So, you got goals, you got dreams or whatever. You don't actualize that dream, then, you take it to the grave with you. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So people, there's a lot of dreams that have never been fulfilled, in people's lives because they never,
it stayed in people's minds, and it stayed a noun instead of a verb,
and it dies with them. Yeah. And pertaining to us, we got all these goals, we got ideas that we haven't actualized yet. So at the rate we're going, that shit gonna go to the grave with us too.
To the grave,
It's all just gonna be, content that we put on the YouTube that ain't nobody gonna see it.
It's just out on YouTube.
Go and push to get to those levels. So I mean, like I said, like we need to start setting dates, like with not just our goals, but just a lot of different things involved in the podcast, and not just the podcast. We can evolve this into a different series. Like it ain't just got to be the Mac 5 podcast.
Feel me?
The Mac 5 offline. It could be. Matter of fact, I can't get y'all these gems.
Nah, I got something for me and Lake. We gonna. I'll bring it to the chat later. I got something for me and Lake that I think me and Lake can kind of.
Yeah, I mean, the gems. Because this don't just apply to us. This for y'all too. Y'all be bullshitting with your goals too.
Y'all be bullshitting.
If we keeping it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to this and think that the McGuffies are bullshitting. No,
y'all be bullshitting too.
We just letting y'all know that we bullshitting.
We just telling y'all we bullshitting so that hopefully y'all can come to the realization that y'all be bullshitting too.
And I think that's the whole inspiration of us having this episode in general. When we talked on Friday, I was like, yo, why don't we just have a conversation with, let's be open with the audience, like all the struggles and stuff we go through. And I think the reason for that, like as far as me personally, how I'm thinking is like this can be an inspiration to somebody who watches this and be like, yeah, let's stop bullshitting. Let's get on our grind. Let's level up. And let's not just say that we leveling up and let's just say that we on the grind, like, because it sounds good. But if you're not putting action to that, then it's all talk. Like,
and real quick, let me just also put this out there for those of y'all that feel like y'all are on your job and you're not bullshitting and you're, doing the things that you can do. Real quick, all I want you to do is pull out your phone and look how much screen time y'all put in on your phone.
Hey man, that's gonna expose a lot of people.
That's gonna expose all you niggas.
I'd be afraid
because I'm not gonna say that y'all aren't on your job, but what I am saying is what you think is on your job ain't really on your job.
Right.
Some people, and for those of y'all that can attest, y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all drop a like, subscribe, y'all share with your friends, all that good shit. But for those of y'all who work jobs where you can't be on your phones, where you cannot have your phone on your person, you can't be on social media, you can't text your friend, you can't do none of that shit. You gotta be focused 8 hours a day on your particular job. If you can't touch your phone, what you gonna be doing? Your
working
fucking job, right?
Ooh, he cussed that.
As everybody else would be doing, right? Now, for the rest of us, and some of us, you know what I'm saying, like I work from home, we all work from home. You know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. And I can tell you, you know what I'm saying, there's times where, I'm not using all of my phone time for productive purposes. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Twitter seeing what niggas is talking about. I'm looking at all, I'm researching shit on Google. I'm doing a multitude of things, but it's not always 100% productive. Mm-hmm. And that's for everybody. But at the end of the day, if we're not all, in the times, quote unquote, where we could be productive, getting goals, accomplished and getting where we need to go, there are certain things that we can sacrifice and certain things where we can be more disciplined to get shit done, but we aren't. And that's for everybody. It's including with this podcast. Like I said, the engineering, social media posting, all the, falling asleep, all the multitude of things that we can all, change or do differently to, make the podcast a little bit more successful. There are things that y'all are going through in your lives that y'all can do to make your lives a little more successful. Whether y'all choose to do it or not is completely on to you, but just realize the fact that there are things that y'all are doing that are probably prohibiting you guys from being more successful than you could be now.
He said prohibiting.
Now, what I will say,
I did. That's not a big word.
On top of that,
math syllables.
There has to be a balance where there's time. There's some times where I look at some other stuff that may not necessarily be productive as far as this ain't contributing to a certain goal that I want to get. But you need to set aside time to do that as well. Mm-hmm. You just don't want to. The balance still needs to be in the right like ratio or the right aspect, whatever word y'all want to use with that. Like, because at a certain point, like going 100% of the time, you're gonna wear yourself out.
Facts.
Period. Like ain't no way around it. Like you gotta set aside time, whether it be, you know, I mean, honestly, just for you, because we have leisure time that we spend with our families and things like that as well. But we're all individuals, we're all human beings, and it would be foolish of us to act like we don't all need time to ourselves.
Facts. And
to
to
a
put
certain
that
point. So, I mean, the best way to do it is just make a budget. I know there's tools on your phone where you could be like, okay, I'm only going to use 45 minutes of Instagram, or, you know, so on and so forth. Like, use your leisure time wisely, but, like, just know that, have that balance to where, okay, you got enough leisure time for you to be able to put your foot back on the gas and not, you know, don't overextend yourself, but don't underextend yourself either. If that's
hey man, them little tools on your phone to tell you not to use screen, that junk don't work, man. I'm the person to be like, remind me in 15 minutes. You feel
Facts,
me?
yeah.
And then after 15 minutes, I'm like, remind me in an hour, and then there's no more options. I just go to the settings and turn that junk off.
I did the same thing.
I was just upstairs earlier and we was talking, and I was like, yo, you know what's funny is like we're the type of people where it's like, you know how like your phone will tell you, okay, it's time to update. You hit remind me later,
Don't tell me what to
or
do.
whatever. But the thing is like there's an option. Like I'm not saying for that particular thing, but there's options where it's like, okay, you can say, okay, never remind me again. But a lot of us choose to continue to be reminded,
right,
over and over and over and over again for years and years and years on end. When we could just easily be like, okay, either let's get it done or don't fucking mind me anymore.
Ooh, he put the F word in there.
Feeling it.
I'm just saying.
That's interesting.
It's a fact. Like,
though.
think about it. How many times have you been reminded to do something and you continuously chose to be reminded of it again later?
The crazy part is, them reminders probably make you do it longer than you would have did it without the
If you would have just did it in the beginning, it'd be over with.
I think a lot of people have anxiety when people will tell you to do something right now.
But the thing is, it's like it'd be self-imposed anxiety sometimes.
For sure.
Because it's like
most
sometimes it's
anxiety is
like
self-imposed.
sometimes it is, but it could be sometimes some of that shit can be curtailed if you would just get the shit done,
Right.
or if you would just completely eliminate it from your mind by saying, okay, don't remind me of this shit no more because I ain't gonna do it even if you do remind me. You know, whatever side you decide to choose, it's fine. But sometimes being exactly in the middle can be a detriment to you.
It is. You
So
gotta
that's how it be
choose.
with, and that's how it be with the podcast sometimes with us.
Make a decision.
Detriment.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we can do this, but we're not gonna do it right now. But we're not gonna eliminate the chance of us to do it later, even though later is always going to come. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, either you're gonna make a stand now, or you're going to completely not make a stand at all.
And that's why
sometimes you gotta make that determination.
4 different camera angles up. We got lights. You know what I'm saying? We did that today. We decided not to hit. we decided not to hit the snooze button on the podcast today. And that's you feel me? Don't remind me in 15 minutes about the podcast.
Snooze
We're gonna do it right now.
that
But since y'all dropping gems, I got a gem to drop. This is a famous philosopher who was a part of the Rolling 60s Crip. He said, before you run your race, you got to find your pace, man.
make sure you cross the line.
Just make sure you cross the line. But find your pace. I think personally for this podcast, I don't feel like we've hit our pace yet. I'm excited about the fact that we've shown up despite not hitting our pace. That's the true sign of progress for me. As long as we keep showing up, once we hit our stride and we find our pace, like, it's a wrap for real, because the product is dope as it is. But you gotta find your pace, man. Because if you start your race before you find your pace, then you're gonna burn out before you finish, and that's what happens to a lot of us. You know what I'm saying?
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon, man.
Straight up.
Big Nip.
R.I.P. to the dog. One of the goats. But, I mean, being in the spirit that we in, I want to set some concrete guidelines right now in front of everybody.
I'm with it.
You feel me?
Run it.
You know.
Run it.
And let me pour up for this. Hold up.
Yeah, you know,
foot down.
I'm surprising them myself. You know,
Put your foot down for
Yeah,
the close-up.
I wasn't ready for this.
position as, you know, a leader. I want to be able.
And we
to,
put you there.
I mean, yeah, y'all put me there, but I'm here and I'm embracing it and I'm accepting it and I'm going with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So, as a leader,
Wait, before you talk, look at your close-up cam and address Lake.
Hey,
we gonna have to get to
nah, we're not doing Lake.
get to Lake
Hey, Lake,
next
we gonna see you.
Lake gonna be
Lake, my
accountable
nigga.
for everything we talking about.
Lake, we gonna talk about. Yeah, we ain't gonna do Lake like that.
That camera can't even see you, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
You mean, joking. Yes, you do.
I don't, nigga. Y'all hear me, right? If y'all can hear me, we good. I don't give a fuck if y'all see me, nigga. Y'all hear me, nigga.
Nigga had too much of that Snoop Dogg, man.
Hey, shout out to Snoop, nigga.
Hey, Jordan.
But nah, like, so I think
I'm just chilling,
obviously the most important part of this podcast, before anything else, is just the consistency in putting out the content.
Indeed.
And right now, they don't expect when we're gonna drop. We just put it out when we're gonna put it out, and that's when we promote.
That's irresponsible.
And we need to have a system in place. Like, all right, our audience could expect our episodes at this time frame on this day, and that's something that I feel like we need to set right now.
Do it.
So
Tuesdays.
What?
No.
Wednesday.
I'm with Tuesday.
Hey, Lance, dap me up.
Tuesdays.
It ain't set in stone. We could talk about it for a little bit, but I'm thinking Tuesdays because, I mean, as you alluded to earlier, we talk on Sundays. And even though I think, like I spoke on this before, a lot of our content is something that's going to be relevant no matter when somebody watches it. If we are talking about things like current events or something that just happened, it don't take long for shit to get dated.
All right, Tuesday.
And, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's putting a lot of onus on myself and then as well as you, since you're starting to help me out more with like the editing and stuff to knock that shit out, whether it be as soon as we finish recording or the next day. Like, it has to be done. We have to start the process of uploading. Just to make sure that shit out. I think Tuesday morning we should have that shit out.
Tuesday morning.
For everybody, you know, to consume. And then we could talk about this off camera. We need to set up like a schedule, like, okay, we need to have this type of post up
And that's why I say Tuesdays.
Right.
Like other shit, but even outside of just promoting, the podcast episode itself, which we've all talked about, in our own chats and in person, where it's like we want to provide other content to y'all outside of just podcast material. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all very talented, smart. We wear a lot of hats around here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, we're doing a disservice by not, showcasing those hats in different mediums. So it's like, we do this podcast shit. Cool. Yeah, let's put up podcast, material showing, hey, yo, we got an episode out. Cool. Then we got, outside of, the last time we did it, but we all hoop. You know what I'm saying? I was tired. But
he lost.
Nigga, I did. I was tired.
Is that, you said you was trying to do something with you and Lake? Was that what you was talking about? Getting your ass beat?
No, well, pause. But no, that's not what I was talking about.
That's a common phrase.
No, that's not what I was talking about. What I was talking about, there's others, Well, as far as accent, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about, just other content coming out. Just like I say, us, the hooping, or us, playing cards, or us, introducing our family and, just showing how we interact with each other. There's other ways that we can promote the podcast or promote who we are as individuals.
I think that needs to be the primary way we do it.
With, how we utilize our social media or utilize, just our everyday lives and showcasing it to the world. There's just other things that we can promote. And there's ways that we can do that, and we need to tap into that type shit.
Something needs to go onto the Mac 5 page every day.
Damn near.
It needs to every day, and I'll take ownership in the fact that it's probably been like a post or two in the last 3 weeks.
When we gonna start doing that?
He took it. He took ownership.
I'm taking ownership in that, but I mean at the same time, part of that ownership.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Part of that ownership.
How about this?
On top of y'all as well.
You do IG. I got Twitter.
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
All right, that's good. That's good.
You got IG, I got
But
Twitter.
I'm gonna be on y'all too. Like,
And that's what. Yeah,
I can't,
you got IG.
I
I
can't
got
do
Twitter.
it all by myself.
You got IG. Y'all give us some ideas to put out, and we'll do it. You got IG. I got Twitter.
Lance, you can get TikTok. I got MySpace for sure.
TikTok.
What?
Yeah, MySpace.
You said MySpace.
We ain't put one post up on TikTok yet.
Nigga, does MySpace still exist?
They really promoted that.
Tag.
We do have a TikTok. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, we just wanted to hold ourselves accountable for an episode. Y'all can kind of like see like some of the challenges that we've been going through.
I guess we just drew a line in the sand. I mean, basically, we just told y'all what our plan is. So if you listen to this and we don't do it, then we full of shit.
And y'all can hold us accountable.
Exactly, accountability. That's
Put
probably
it out
gonna be
there.
the name. But you know what I'm saying? We have to hold ourselves accountable to y'all. We ain't been on our shit the last 3-4 weeks. The episode y'all got last week was an emergency. We just had to put it out just because we ain't had no content in the 2 weeks prior to that due to some issues that we had. We talked about a little bit earlier. So yeah, that's what we gonna be on.
Yep.
Y'all gonna see Lake back here next week. He's not going to be sitting on the couch.
Speaking of Lake, shout out to Lake, man. I understand how you fell asleep on the couch. This is comfortable. I get it, bro. I get it. So don't feel bad.
I ain't
but
mad.
I will take this spot from here on out.
Oh yeah, this won't be the natural setup. What y'all see now, you know what I'm saying? It's because we're like, this is gonna be the 4-person setup. If there's any more 4-person setups to come in the
We're gonna
future,
put Lake in the back.
Hey, Lake. Hey, Lake, I still rock with you, bro.
I say, hey, Lake, I'm trying. I got your back, Lake.
Like
you know?
one step from getting fired. Nigga.
Lake, my nigga.
No.
We're not doing Lake like that,
we
bro.
wouldn't do this show without Lake. At the end of the day, you know,
Yeah.
it's the Mac 5 for a reason.
This just happened.
He contributes a lot. There's some segments that he done came up with. We ain't brought out. It's part of the thing we was talking about as far as coming up with ideas, executing. Lake comes up with a lot of great ideas behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Invaluable, ideas and tips and like things with how we can go about. So, we wouldn't be able to do this show without Lake. At the end of the day, all jokes aside.
But he's not here now.
You're going to be up. You're going to be
Alert.
contributing.
Awake.
You're not going to be eating no tuna sandwiches, nigga. We on our shit going forward. And I don't even think he was part of the conversation to know we was even going to talk about today.
No, he
but
wasn't. He wasn't.
You're going to watch this podcast in its entirety. You're going to take all the gems from it. And as well as the rest of y'all, if it's something that y'all are kind of like slacking on or things that y'all need to get up on y'all game about, we're opening, our, I guess, doors, windows, I don't know, whatever the fuck y'all want to use to see the fact that the transparency to hopefully inspire y'all to get on y'all grind and not just say that y'all on it, but actually do it.
And another thing also, since we're saying this and opening this up to y'all as the audience and y'all seeing us in our flaws and all, as we say, flaws and all, you know what I'm saying? We also are very open to y'all's input. So if y'all got some shit y'all want to get off y'all chest, something y'all want to say, y'all can hit up the email. Y'all can hit up the, you know what I'm saying, the IG. Y'all can hit the Twitter. You can hit up all that. Send us a DM. Hit us up.
Let us know.
Let us know what's up.
Follow the page.
Shit, let us know you want to be on the podcast. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do a lot of shit, you guys. You know what I'm saying? We want to get some guests up here. We want to interview people and get their perspectives on life and shit like that. We got some branding. We're gonna get into. There's a few of y'all. There's a couple especially. We getting, trust me. As you can see, we've been making sure we getting our shit together. We coming back too. So we gonna get we coming. So. Hope we don't think we forgot about y'all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we want y'all to be as inclusive in this process as we are trying to be with y'all. So hit us up. Hit us up. Mention us. DM us. All that good shit. Because I promise you, we listening. We taking heed. We taking criticism constructively. You know what I'm saying? If you just gonna be talking shit,
trolling,
we ain't the ones for that.
Y'all.
But
Yeah, we're gonna
it is what it is.
Right back at
yeah, like I promise you, we not the ones for that.
Yeah, we
but
not the team.
But try that if you want to. But I promise you, we're not the ones for that. But we do want y'all's input. We want you guys to, be as interactive with us as we are with you guys, so that we can make this, a complete community. It's not just us. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody. So.
Right, and even after the cameras go off, we're gonna iron out some more things.
Yeah, we always talking and improving.
Get our act together, and hold ourselves accountable and commit to things in front of y'all, so that way y'all can call us on our bullshit when we not holding our end of the bargain.
Y'all not gonna be able to call us on no BS, bro. Everything's gonna be done.
Straight up.
So okay, so
with
that, so let's make sure. So we're putting an episode out every week.
Every week, every Tuesday morning.
Tuesday
on the
morning.
record. Tuesday morning. So that joint's gonna have to be done tomorrow. I'm just putting a lot on my plate right now, but it's all good because it got to be done at some point. Why not?
So keep going. So let's keep this moving forward real quick. So social media posting? What do you feel? You want one a day from everybody? Do you want one a day as long as the whole group, as long as one post gets out per day? How do you want to do this?
I just want us to have something out per day. We can iron out all the details, later on. But I just want.
So you don't want them to have input on this.
I think they got enough.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
What y'all think?
I agree with Drew.
I think they have more than enough.
Right.
I was just gonna say, hey, look,
I'm not comfortable being as vulnerable with y'all.
I personally, I don't mind.
I don't mind it either, but I mean, shoot. I mean, we don't need to.
It's still, those details gonna take more than just right now to be ironed out. Lake got to be involved in that part too. So so we gonna hold ourselves accountable, man. That's the name of the game. Yep. That's what it's gonna take for us to kind of get over the funk that we've been in the last few weeks. Y'all got anything to add as far as what we talked about before we wrap this up?
Nope, I ain't got nothing to add.
We good. Yeah, shout out to my boy.
Shout out to the bro. You know what I'm saying?
Sure
hope you having fun out there. We know where you at. Everybody else don't gotta know where you at. Hope you having fun out there. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch you when you get back.
Get a COVID test too, man.
Hey, y'all hold yourselves accountable too, man. Y'all start chasing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to say at the end of the day,
you
man.
can't chase your dreams standing still. Get moving.
Straight up.
The biggest thing I want to say, hey, look, man. If you thought it was too late, it's not.
Ever.
It's not.
Period.
If you still able to draw another breath, it's not too late. Get moving. Get whatever the fuck you thought you wanted to get done, get it done.
Ooh, the F word on y'all.
Look, hey, and let me just make this clear. I cuss a lot, so for y'all that listen, you know what I'm saying, to the kids that listen, I'm sorry. I cuss a lot. I do. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I don't mean anything malicious about it. I just use curse words. It's colorful, and I'm colorblind, so that helps me.
And on that note,
curse words are colorful, and you're colorblind.
You never heard someone tell you it's like, stop using that colorful language.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, look,
it's colorful, so like you're colorful when it comes to your language, right?
My language, yes. No,
so that means you're not colorblind. You see all colors, nigga.
I speak all colors. I don't see them shits.
Hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna edit this part out right here.
We don't got to.
No. While you when you said my language is colorful and that's why I'm colorblind, that we're gonna start to fade it out.
I was just bullshitting, but
Anyway.
Yeah, you know how
I
this shit
feel
go,
like
man.
I know it's something I forgot I wanted to say in this episode, but shit, if I think of it later, then maybe I'll put it in the post or whatever.
There you go.
But, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate y'all patience as we go through these growing pains. We promise to be better for y'all going forward. And just like I said, I appreciate y'all patience. I appreciate y'all tuning in, taking the time out of y'all day to consume what we got going on over here at the Mac 5.
Hey, y'all share this shit though.
Straight up. That's gonna help us grow too.
That's the fee.
Straight up.
We don't charge for this podcast.
Just share it, man.
We don't have a Patreon community. The fee for listening to this podcast is to share it with a friend.
Just share it.
Follow the page.
Follow the page. Like. Hey, honestly.
Follow the page.
Like the page and like the video.
Follow the page, subscribe to the YouTube,
and hit the thumbs up. Like, honestly, like, I don't think I understand how much a thumbs up helps the algorithm and for other people to see this shit. Like, just hit the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? So you're already subscribed if you are subscribed. If you're not, pass it to somebody who is, and make sure niggas get subscribed. And hit the like button.
Straight up.
Leave a comment so we can see them shits, because y'all don't be leaving comments.
Because we got some fire on the way.
Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Some heat.
Yeah, we got some shit, but we also want to make sure that we got shit for y'all. So, yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm just sitting over here chilling. Hey, I'm about to close this shit out. This is the Mac 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the bros.
Hey, but wait, one more thing though. Like, I just wanted to.
Hey, we need to go back to the first rule.
That's what I thought, nigga.
Hey, we going back.
Hurry up, Jordan. One last thing.
No, I really didn't have a last thing. I just wanted to say that.
Hey, we out.
Yeah, I have shit.
No, you won't believe me if I told you I'm a star in the making. Get more support from unfamiliar faces. No, I don't strive to be famous, but I'm not blocking any blessings. If that shit is up for offer, then you know I'ma take it. It got a few stipulations about my soul. I never give it to Satan at all. Money really be the reason that some of you fall. Doing shit just for abundance, but fuck what y'all been doing, cause I know my time is coming. I've been running and running. I came this far and I'm not seeing any reason in stopping.